All right, Shiba Inu holders, it's time to talk about the 5% revenue burn for the SHIB token once Shiba Eternity is released. Of course, download day is coming up. October 1st is the scheduled date. Now, Shaitoshi, the lead developer of SHIB, recently talked about 5% of the Shiba Eternity rather, revenue would be burning SHIB tokens. Many people I saw had some issues with this. They were like, well, that's not a lot. What happens to the other 95%? Oh, what are you guys doing? Just burn everything, burn it all. Well, I'm here to tell you why this 5% revenue burn for SHIB token is actually a big deal because Shiba Eternity is entering into a multi-billion-dollar market, and the opportunities here are endless in terms of the amount of SHIB we could burn through Shiba Eternity. Of course, this is just one of the initiatives that are going to be put forth by the devs, by the community over the next, several years. But I want to jump into this because there was a great tweet, and shout out to SHIB Army Canada for giving us this perspective. I found your tweet here. I thought it was perfect. I wanted to share it right here on the video. So if you see this video, shout out to you. This was a fantastic breakdown. So he says, SHIB Army, Shaitoshi Kusama mentioned that 5% of Shiba Eternity revenue would be used to burn SHIB. I leave you some statistics below to give you an idea. Important to know that game burns are an extra. The real oven will be Shibarium, which will burn with every transaction. That's a really good point out of the gates, right? Many people who were upset about Shiba Eternity forget that Shibarium is also a huge catalyst coming that will have built-in burn mechanisms with every transaction. But take a look at this. Take a look at this by some of the numbers here. So Shiba Eternity is in this card game segment of the market. Total revenue in just this segment, in the card game segment of gaming, is projected to reach $15.71 billion in 2022. That's just one segment. Now, total revenue is expected to show an annual growth rate of 14.36%, resulting in a projected market volume of 26.87 billion by 2026. In-app purchase revenue within the card game segment, just in-app purchases within the card game segment, think about that, is projected to reach 5.73 billion in 2022. Paid app revenue in the card game segment is projected to reach 0.02 billion. Advertising revenue in the card game segment is projected to reach 9.96 billion in 2022. The number of downloads in the card game segment is projected to reach over 1.7 million downloads in 2022. The average revenue per download currently is expected to be about $9.14. A global comparison reveals that most revenue is generated in the United States in 2022 in the card games segment. So when you start breaking down some of the numbers that this sector in the market already has, right? And the projections here are just insane. So when we say 5% of all the revenue, imagine what this game could actually produce in terms of revenue. And that 5% could be a lot, a really big amount. Especially consider this. How many games have 1.2 million people waiting to download it to support it? Not many. Most games that come out have to do the marketing. They have to hopefully find an audience. They have to build a community. Shiba Inu doesn't have to do that. Now, they do want to go outside their own community here, right? But how do they do that? Because they have the backing of 1.2 million holders already. And they have people here on YouTube talking about Shiba Eternity before it's even fully released. The marketing's there. The eyeballs are there. The community is there. It's going to be a lot easier to grow this thing, in my opinion, right? Now, Shaitoshi's urging a lot of people to download the game on download day, regardless if you play it or not. Now, of course, everybody wants you to check it out, especially if you're a gamer. But if it's not your thing and you're a SHIB Army holder, though, still download it, because here's what happens. When you download the game, all of a sudden we get pushed up into the algorithm as a top downloaded game. What happens then? More people outside of crypto who are just involved in gaming seeing Shiba Eternity and download it on their own terms, right? So it's just like any other algorithm here on social media. The more it's downloaded, the more it's pushed up to the top. And currently, it's got a 4.9 out of 5 ranking. So that's pretty interesting as well. So download day right around the corner. This is why the 5% of the revenue burn, it's actually a big deal. Take a look at some of these numbers. Let me know what you think about it down below. Appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll see you in the next one.